What's going on, guys? Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th. We'll wait for a few people to tune in, but yeah, happy Star Wars Day to everyone. Probably only the replay gang are catching me around about now. However, yeah, happy May the 4th. Mike, how are you today? Happy Star Wars Day
Dude,
to you.
happy Star Wars Day to you too. It's a Star Wars Day miracle. We're live streaming. Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this day. It's fun. It's going great for me. Um, we had an awesome, cool trailer at the start of the day that really kicked things off.
What's up, Chelsea?
What's up, Chelsea? Yeah, welcome, Chelsea. Yeah, so I've been kicking it back a little. I've been enjoying myself and all that and stuff like that. How's the day been going for you?
Well, I mean, I experience it kind of strange in a strange way because May the 4th for me was yesterday. This is May the 5th, and no one celebrates May the 4th on May the 4th. The one thing I had was at the train station, the guy on the intercom started playing the Imperial March, and everyone around me was just like really awkwardly standing around, like, what's going on? And I was just the one guy just standing there laughing my ass off. And then after it ends, he just went, sorry, I had to. I just thought it was the funniest thing. I was stressing out while it was happening though, because I was like, I need to film this, and then I couldn't get it on camera. But yeah, no, that was funny. But yeah, so I don't really celebrate it properly. Like I just watch Star Wars, do Star Wars stuff. But today is when like the May the 4th event feels like it happens because yeah, even though it was really last night in the end, because that was when the trailer dropped. We did our reactions, but yeah, how about you? How's the day been going for you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been. Listen, May the 4th to me, I'm jealous of you that you can have 2 days to celebrate it because you have,
Yeah,
you're ahead of all of us in Australian time, so you can have your own May 4th, and then on actual, on the May 4th that everyone's celebrating here in the States and stuff, where they're releasing news, I feel like you could focus more on like your content creator side. I feel like
yeah,
for me, I have to just I would love to spend time for myself, but I'm more of in the business of entertaining people and stuff like that. So I'm all in content creating and being like, how do I entertain people today? So yeah, it's today's been pretty chill though. I feel like the big thing was in the morning with the Kenobi trailer and everyone was freaking out in
yeah,
the morning and talking.
exactly.
So the rest of the day is chill. But if you're watching with us, I'm not sure at what point in the show it might just come up randomly, but we're definitely gonna be talking about like our May 4th traditions and stuff. So if you have
Definitely,
any,
definitely.
let us know in the chat and we'll read out your comments in the on screen. So
Speaking of, Aubrey, what's going on?
hey Aubrey.
Shane, Ari the time traveler.
Yes he
How are
is.
we,
Hello
Shane? Mod
Shane.
Shane's in here. Mod Chelsea as well, of course. Leonardo, what's going on,
Leonardo.
Leonardo?
We
I
love
remember
Leo.
Leonardo from the Lego streams. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Leonardo's awesome. Great takes.
Yep, definitely. And Chelsea says Kenobi trailer was so hype, which it was. It was. We will get to that, but
Yes it
yeah.
was.
Well, I mean, you just said it, Mike. The May the 4th traditions. Do you have any? Like, I know, yeah. Obviously, as you just said, you have your content creator side of it where you feel like you're just trying to celebrate, because you said to me the other day, you're like, look, honestly, every day is pretty much May the 4th for me. So and I'm with you. I'm like, yeah, every day is Star Wars Day. Like that's just the life we live, that we've chosen. But
The life we've chosen, yeah.
yeah, before I ask you that question, Richard says, hey Mike and Ari, how are you doing today? Also, you two are freaking extraordinary people who have so many opportunities ahead of you right now. Richard,
Oh,
you're the
Richard.
best. That's so
Richard, you're the
nice.
best. That is
Appreciate you.
awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Hope you're doing good, Richard. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
for
doing
sure.
good. I'm doing
I'm
good.
doing great. I'm doing great.
Me too.
We were talking about it last night. We're 3 weeks away from celebration, 3 weeks away from meeting each other in the flesh. So that's just going to be insane. But yeah, May the 4th. Tell us about your experience of it. Do you have any like May the 4th memories you want to share as well?
I feel like I used to be in love with May 4th. I mean, I still am because it just, it, as you were saying, we've talked about Star Wars Day being every day for all of us. But thing is, I feel like this day is the more commercial holiday. It's the day that we can all
Mm,
come together and be like, yeah, Star Wars means this and this to us. And today really struck a chord with me in a good way where I was, on Twitter and I saw everyone sharing their stories or on Instagram sharing their stories of what Star Wars means to them and, made them fall in love with storytelling, with movies, with the creative side. And I love that. Like, I love that we can take a day like this and just share what Star Wars means to us. And for me, Star Wars Day is a day of reflection for me. it almost sounds like a religious holiday, but it
Yep,
is a
yep,
religious holiday. It's more of a day of reflection for me because without Star Wars, I wouldn't have met great people like Ari. Did I do that right? Yeah, without great people like Ari, and all my internet friends I've met through Star Wars essentially. And I think like
yeah.
I just have a cool like group of friends that I can always rely on and stuff like that. And it's because of Star Wars. So I always look back at the franchise and especially on this day and be like, I just reflect for a little. I take some time and I'm like, man, where would I be without all my friends? Where would I be without Star Wars? And so on May 4th, when I used to like cow milk, I would have a glass of milk with blue dye in it, and then I would watch like some Star Wars stuff. Typically on this day, I watched the Phantom Menace. I'm planning on doing that later tonight, watching Phantom Menace and kicking
Hell
off
yeah.
my Star Wars movie marathon up to Star Wars Celebration.
Celebration.
So yeah, so we'll
Yep.
see. I don't really have any concrete traditions, but like I said, people watching live, let us know what your traditions are and on Star Wars Day, and we'll read it out. Ari, do you have any traditions? Do you have any go-to shows or books that you read or watch?
Yeah, I I have one substantial May the Fourth memory, which I pulled this 2 or 3 times. I've told you a few of them. Like when I was in high school and it was May 4th, I would pull. There was one day specifically I remember. I don't know if it was I did this all the time, but I pulled like a sickie because I was like, you know what, it's May the 4th. No one at school really appreciates Star Wars the way I do. I just want to sit at home and watch Star Wars all day, and that's exactly what I did. I think I just like I watched a bunch of Rebels, a bunch of Clone Wars,
Oh,
A New Hope, Revenge of the Sith, all the instant hits. But that's like my biggest memory and just enjoying the day a hell of a lot. But I remember 2020 May 4th.
mm,
I was going through a terrible time at the time. I think everyone was. COVID
yeah.
had just sort of started. That was probably my favorite May the 4th because that was like one day where I was like, oh, I could escape all the chaos that was going on around us and like just enjoy some Star Wars stuff. I don't remember if any like big Star Wars content came out, but nonetheless, I just remember having a really good May the 4th that day. And even last year, Bad Batch premiere, even though that was that premiere was interesting. That like it's just fun to like have a show like release like that. But yeah, no, I mean I feel very similar with you. It's like it's a great day to like, look back on so many things, and ultimately it's just like what has Star Wars like done for me as like a person, the opportunities like me, right? I'm just sitting here talking with, some bloke from Chicago who like, just talking about like Obi-Wan, like what the hell? Like the fact that it's given me that sort of opportunity, it's like, yeah, it's a great day to look back and like, have some appreciation. And in Australia, we don't have like Thanksgiving or anything. And I know someone compared May the 4th to like nerd Thanksgiving or whatever. And I was like, well, I understand what Thanksgiving is, but I was like, that's kind of true. Like, because it really is that I can sort of just sit back and be like, okay, th- you know, th- I just appreciate. It's a day to sit back and appreciate. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't
Right,
even
right.
articulate it, but um, yeah, like that's
And,
that's pretty much it. But yeah,
and you know what? I forgot last year because these 2 years and during this time that we're in, this different time, we had Clone Wars drop 2 years ago, and the finale dropped, and it was just like, wow,
yeah,
it was
that's
just
what it was. I was
yeah.
like, what happened on that 2021?
two
That's
years
it.
ago.
Yeah,
It was, and also Rise of
yeah,
Skywalker was hitting Disney Plus for the first time.
yeah.
So it was
That's
like
it. Yeah,
there was all this momentum going.
it
So
makes
that was a
much more
big May
sense.
4th.
Yeah,
Yeah. And last year, it was so awesome because I got to, it was such a privilege for me to watch the Bad Batch screener the day before May 4th.
oh
But I feel
yeah,
like that
yeah,
really kicked off my Star Wars holiday, and I got to watch the Bad Batch premiere and then the following episode. So that's a year ago already. And I look back at that time and I'm like, I got to watch it. I was one of the first people to
yeah,
watch it, and I was like, still like in all that I even got the opportunity. So
yeah,
yeah, May 4th is a fun time, and now look, this May 4th, I'm sitting here with some bloke from Australia and talking about the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, and I'm like, wow, life kind of comes at you fast because last year I wasn't even podcasting like that at all. So
yeah, yeah,
I Star Wars Day is a day of celebration. reflection, and also excitement. So there we go, all three.
That couldn't have summed it up better myself. Before we go on, Leonardo says next 2 months are going to be crazy for Star Wars fans, and couldn't be more right. Kenobi celebration, it's all happening.
Absolutely.
And I've noticed a few people sharing their May the Fourth traditions. Go for it. We want to hear them. So very drop them all. But Shane says my May the Fourth traditions is to make polls on Instagram. I actually saw this today. To see what the people of Instagram think the best Star Wars movie or show is. 2 years ago was ESB, and last year was The Mandalorian.
Wow.
Interesting. I had to go vote in those polls, Shane, because I saw a few of them on your story. Chelsea says it's so freaking cool. Absolutely. And they say they don't honestly have a super specific tradition or anything, but usually watch something Star Wars, wear Star Wars shirts. Hell yeah. Use Star Wars mugs. Yep. Love it. Love it.
I love that.
But that's what they do most days. Exactly. Every day is Star Wars
Every day
Day.
is Star Wars Day. Yeah.
Richard doesn't really have any traditions on May 4th, but usually just listens to Star Wars music. Oh, that's cool. I love that.
You know what? Richard, you are so on point. I was viewing Chelsea's Snapchat story, and they were talking about how great Star Wars music is, and especially Rey's theme. You know what I did right after viewing that?
Oh yeah.
I put on the Force Awakens soundtrack, and I just vibe.
Oh,
It's
awesome.
always a vibe. It's always a
Yep.
vibe. So yes, 100%. That's great. Star Wars
Love
music.
that.
Gotta do it.
Leonardo says it's not a May the 4th tradition, but I'll always see Revenge of the Sith on my birthday at 12 a.m. That's awesome.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Best Star Wars movie ever.
And happy birthday for whenever it is. Wait, did you just say best Star Wars movie?
Yes.
Oh, it's debate time.
We've been having. Josh says, "Yeah, so good." We've been having this debate a bunch over the last few days, but should we get into it? Do we want to talk about our favorite Star Wars movies on Star Wars Day?
Let's do it.
I think let's do it.
Let's
You,
do it.
you go
Let's do
first.
it.
What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
I feel like Empire Strikes Back. I mean, I know that's the cliche answer, but it's genuinely one movie that I'm always excited to look back and revisit. And every time I watch it, I feel like a different person at the end. I'm like, wow, that ending was so impactful, and I feel like just the movie kind of reflects my life and kind of mirrors like certain situations where at the end it's that like not happy ending, and it's the one where like, damn, I just had one of the most traumatic experiences. But then you look beyond the stars and notice that there is still hope out there. There's still light in darkness and stuff. And there's a lot of themes that I love from the movie, just from, going from, Luke and Yoda training on Dagobah, having those moments of serenity and moments to learn and take something with you, even though I've had so many of those moments where I'm like having a good moment. Luke is having a good moment with Yoda, and then Luke lets his fear take over him, his anxieties take over him, where he has to like, no, sorry, I can't do this. Like I'm out. And then he comes back and he finds Yoda in a different state, and he's like, damn, I'm too late. So I feel like there's just a whole bunch of those scenarios where I'm just like, oh, so impactful. And to me, it's the best Star Wars soundtrack. I just listen to that and I'm like, oh, so good. The John Williams, and there's Yoda's theme, the Imperial March, like, come on. And I know it has a slow start with the Hoth entry. It's like, it just seems like we're living in the day-to-day routines of the Rebel base, which, whatever, it's kind of slow, but then it really picks up with when Luke goes missing and the Hoth battle. So way to rush the adrenaline. But Ari, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? I want to know.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
I mean, no, we've talked about it a lot, but and I admit it is based a lot on nostalgia and a lot of childhood memories. But Revenge of the Sith definitely, like, it's purely because as a child, obviously I love Star Wars, but it's like you gravitate to certain sort of like parts of it. For example, like some people say Clone Wars or A New Hope or Empire Strike, whatever it is. For me, it was before like Clone Wars was really like that big. It was like Revenge of the Sith. So that was like my Star Wars thing. It's like, I feel like just watching Star Wars today, I'm going to watch Revenge of the Sith. And nowadays I look back, I'm like, why is that? And I think I love the drama. I love like the emotions. I think it's like a very emotional movie. Man, I sound like such a, actually I can't say that word, but I sound like quite prestigious saying this, but like the cinematography is genuinely fantastic. Like, and I know like there's some clunky acting here and there, and you learn to love it. It's one of those things. It's like, it's sort of a bit corny. It's not fantastic, but you just learn to love it for what it is. And I don't know. That's just how I feel. But yeah, it's like, it feels like. Also now I think, yeah, it's Clone Wars on the big screen, live action. Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen. Like, I don't know. It's hard to put into words. But
Hayden the GOAT.
Hayden the GOAT. That's it. But I mean, yeah, the when I think of the movie, I just think of like sunsets, Coruscant. Like, it's just, yeah, it's fantastic. That the final scene as well. I know it's almost like a cop out of Binary Sunsets, but I'm just like, man, especially on today, getting me hyped for Kenobi. I was thinking about it today because, like, that the bit
Yeah.
where Kenobi goes and gives Luke to Uncle Owen, you just can't help but feel like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Anyway,
Where does it go from here?
yeah, but that's a good segue though into the Kenobi trailer. Before we do though, let's read out a few comments. Shane says, "We all know the best Star Wars movie is Ewok Caravan of Courage."
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if this is like controversial, but I've never watched it.
Me
neither. I
neither.
don't think I can bring myself to watch it.
I will never probably watch it. Nope.
Yeah,
Not that type
and
of guy.
The best show is Star Wars D2 as well. I
One
think
day.
I saw like 2 minutes of that, and it didn't like never come out, but
yeah.
Anyway, though, Kenobi trailer.
Yeah.
I want to talk about my highlight of the trailer first, because that is Uncle Owen saying, like, he trained his father. Man, like, that was like my biggest thing in the reaction was like, I remember you were like, damn, that was cold, and I was like, that was so cold. Like,
yeah.
God.
That was quite the reaction.
Yeah, you look up, in the comics, in the books, that relationship is so, I don't know, it's very well put together. So I was so excited to see it on the screen and to just get teased like that. I'm like, man, this is going to be something else. I don't know. What's your reaction to that specific moment?
Well, I mean, if you want to see my reaction to that specific moment, we put up a little reaction thing up, video on the channel, which you can check out. But yeah, I was like, that is such a cold line, and Owen Lars serving up the heat in the kitchen, and I don't know, that was just like the biggest burn I've heard in Star Wars in a while. I was like, holy whoa, Obi-Wan, you better leave town now, or it's gonna get feisty with you and your friend there. So yeah, that was such an epic scene, and that's exactly what I want from these series, like dramatic moments like that. I was hoping for moments like that in Book of Boba Fett. Didn't get it, but it's like these very I'm excited. I'm excited for all like the Vader and Kenobi stuff, but like this is the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. What's his relationship to Luke right now? What's his relationship to Owen Lars? And I love getting that like that moment that they showed us, and I was like, yes, I'd rather see this than like some big action fight right now. I like start building the tension up slowly. So yeah, when they put that in there, I was like, oh yes, you guys nailed it. You nailed the feeling right in. So yeah, 100%. That scene alone just got me like when I was first watching, I was like, yep, this trailer I'm gonna be rewatching and rewatching it. Yes.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure the highlight of the trailer. But something I did not notice last night when I watched the trailer, like 10 or 15 times, but it's been seeing it getting pointed out quite a bit. Is Forlom in the trailer?
I think so.
Yeah, that's Forlom. That's an interesting addition to the show. Something I definitely did not expect. But hey, I mean, that's cool. I don't know. What do you think of that?
Jon Favreau, visited the set one day and was like, let's add a classic Star Wars character. And he got to add Forlom. No, just kidding.
You just know that's what happened though.
Yeah, exactly. But no, at first I didn't even notice it. And then I saw the, people commentating it. And then I was like, all right, let me go look. So I like took a, screenshot and I like zoomed in. I was like, yep, I think that's Forlom. So yeah, that's cool. I love, that, when they're talking about the Zeva, wait, is that her name? Zeva, the Inquisitor?
Reva.
Third sister. Reva.
Yeah.
The third sister, I think she was like, send, the lowest element towards him, send the criminals, send the bounty hunters. I was like, oh yeah, this, which we'll talk about in a bit, but man, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I'm glad Forlom is finally getting the love he deserves.
Yeah, I know who's going to be happy about that. Daniel Jose Older. Yeah. He's going to be going off about that today. I wonder if he already knew. No, I doubt it. Yeah. But to take us back to what we were talking about a second ago, just for a second, Leonardo says, Is it crazy that most Star Wars fans have a deep relationship with some specific movie or show because we relate to something or maybe a character that is going through something we are too, or is it nostalgia? I mean, the first thing you were saying about the relationships, like yeah, that's right on. Like I think everyone feels like that, but then I mean, nostalgia plays its part. Like that's certainly an aspect to a lot of
Right.
things, but yeah, no, like I look at like when I think of nostalgia, I think of something like Revenge of the Sith, and then when I think of, that sort of like relatable element, I think of something like Rebels and like Ezra's journey,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But yeah, no, great comment. He says because we saw it as children and grew up with it. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
Um, and Shane says, what did you guys think of the unidentified female Inquisitor being confirmed as the fourth sister? Is that just one of the ones in the background, or is that Reva?
It's the other girl, the other girl Inquisitor.
Is that the one with like the tentacles, sort
Yeah,
of like? Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's her.
mean, it's
Yeah,
cool. I
she's
think they just want to. I wonder if one day we're gonna have like a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh brother, like because
yeah.
they've yeah
When they confirmed it as the fourth Inquisitor, I was like, or fourth sister, I was like, you could have confirmed as the eighth sister, as the ninth sister. It don't
yeah
really matter, it doesn't really matter
no
because
exactly
the way we thought when we were being introduced to Rebels, at least season two, the way we thought it worked, and maybe it could work like this down the line, was that like if you were like the second or like first sister or like then you would be like top of command basically for the sister group. So that's what I remember thinking that's what it was, but it's just like nope, seventh sister died. There's a sixth sister, there's a seventh, and you just keep your title. So I was like, I guess there's no that type of hierarchy, but yeah, it could have been confirmed as whatever, Shane. But I'm excited that we finally could refer to as something to something. So
yeah
fourth sister, that's cool.
definitely. And speaking of the Inquisitors, we got a few extra looks at Fifth Brother and Grand Inquisitor. What do we think? Because uh, it was the only thing that drew me out of the trailer. Everything else I thought was great, but I
Yeah,
see. Look, it's one of those things because, like, for me personally, I know you feel like a similar way. You hate to just like rag on stuff, be constantly negative about it because it's like, what's the point? But at the same time, it's hard to ignore, and it does frustrate me a little when people are trying to like justify that, like, the Grand
right,
Inquisitor looks good or the Fifth Brother looks good. It's like if you genuinely think that, great. I'm glad you think that, but it's like, come on, guys, it's so obvious. They just don't look good. It's like we can just point out the flaw and not get angry about it. And in this trailer, I just continue to be like, God, I'm so curious what that meeting was like when they were like, all right, we need to create a live action Grand Inquisitor and Fifth Brother. Like, oh, this will do. Like, and I wonder who was like, yep, all right, done. Like, I just
right. I'm
boggles
telling
the
you,
mind that this company can like do that.
I'm telling you, if I still don't understand how Dave Filoni was walking, on the set. I'm sure he got to visit and stuff.
Exactly.
I'm not sure how he, passed some of these costumes, and we're like, I don't know how I feel about that. I
Yeah.
don't, So
Maybe
I'm
he's
very
just too
curious.
nice. He needs to put his foot down a bit and be like, no, okay,
Right,
that's not
right.
happening.
By the way, that was a very bad Dave Filoni impression. No disrespect to the king, but yeah,
I didn't even realize you were trying to impersonate him. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. And I just don't like the costumes. I mean, I don't know what they were meant to do. I just keep thinking that looks like a cosplay. Like, I know,
right,
if that was a cosplay, I would say that's awesome. But
right. You'd
this is a
expect a
Star
little
Wars
bit
show.
more from a
Like,
Hollywood production.
yeah, no,
But
exactly.
Ari, there was maybe I'll send it to you in a sec, but there's this image going around that's behind the scenes. I don't know where they pull these images
Oh,
from.
I saw some of these with
He
Deborah Chow and
he
stuff.
looks so good in that. I mean not like great, but it's such an improvement of what we've been seeing because
All right.
I'll tell you, after Ari and I talked about the trailer, he was like, "There's no way they used the same shots that people
Yeah.
were hating on from the Inquisitor.
Oh no,
There's no way."
yeah, I was about to say they really went and used that same one of like it's sort of like below him and they like pan up a little bit.
Right.
Oh god, that one is that one haunts me.
I'm gonna send it to you, Ari, and for the people on joining us on the YouTube, the live, I'll just show you a little glimpse of it, and if it even shows,
Yeah,
maybe not.
yeah. No, I've seen the picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't, and he has a cape too, and it reminds me of his Dark Legends appearance in the short story written by George Mann, and it was like a Halloween type book.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he has
yeah,
like a
you're right.
cool cape, flowing cape, and yeah, I don't think we've seen him with a cape before, right?
I don't. No, I don't think we have. Chelsea, I'm pretty sure I found them on like Star Wars stuff Twitter. I think that's where I found them. So
I'll
if you want to
send
go check them out, they're there.
or yeah, you want to check it out there? I'll just well, Chelsea doesn't actually have Twitter, so Chelsea, I'll send it to
All
you.
right, send
But
it
yeah,
through to them. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
it's
they
glorious.
also say, I think TGI. I don't know if they meant CGI. It looks a little better in certain angles. In this, but that one shot is still so awkward. Yeah,
It
I know.
is. It is.
It was,
Um,
something I want to talk about in the
mhm,
trailer though is Ewan actually like talking.
yeah.
I thought who was I watching? Yeah, Star Wars Explained. I don't know why I thought it would be anyone else. Star Wars Explained. He was saying how the voice feels a little like a good mixture of Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor because it is in that time slot. Did you notice that, or did you just think, oh, classic
I
Ewan?
just I just thought Ewan, or I didn't even think of Ben Kenobi, but yeah, I didn't even think about that. I just yeah, I heard his Revenge of the Sith voice. I'm sure if I sit there and analyze and compare the two, then I'll be like, oh yeah. But yeah, I'm sure Ewan brought it, brought it in all his glory and was like trying to like bridge the two characters together.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
absolutely, I believe it.
no,
I
for sure.
believe
And
it.
it was so cool because did he? I think he talked in that initial sort of part in the first trailer where he's like, "The fight is done, we lost" or something. But I don't
Right,
think we heard much more than that. It was cool to hear him be like, "No, like when the time comes, he must be trained," or like
right,
whatever. I was like,
right.
oh, and then as we said, that cold response. But
You know what?
yeah.
I will say I like the first trailer, but this was such an improvement. Like
Oh my
the
god,
the
by a
first
mile.
trailer,
Yeah,
I thought was just different shots put together, and they're like, let's try to make a story out of this.
yeah,
It was like
yeah.
these are the only scenes that we're allowing for marketing and promo. Do the
Yeah.
best you can with them. That's what I felt. And this one actually felt like there was like a cohesive story, and the UN, the line that you just said of Obi-Wan, I definitely think that that made like that was a standout. And oh my god, I put this on the trailer still didn't seem real to me. So I with Star Wars trailers, I usually like look. We have a like 60-inch TV downstairs in my house, so like I synced up YouTube on there, played up the trailer max volume. Oh, so good.
That's
What
awesome.
gave me chills that didn't before was when Breva was like, um, "You cannot hide, Obi-Wan," and she's just
Yes.
yelling, and then she's like, "You cannot run from him," and then like Vader's arm is being twisted like this. I was like, how
Yeah.
scary and terrifying is that? That gave me absolute chills, and I was like, nope, this trailer is 100% way better than the first. And it seems like they're continually teasing Vader. First trailer, we only heard his breathing. This one, we're starting to see parts of his body.
Yeah,
So
and
that was
that's
cool.
enough. Show no more, say no more.
So you don't
We've
think
s
we're gonna get an EW Entertainment Weekly article
Oh
tomorrow, and
my
it's gonna be like
god.
a new picture of him?
Last time we recorded something about Obi-Wan and I was saying like, "All right, we heard the breathing, that's it. I don't wanna see anything else." And then the next day I wake up, Entertainment Weekly just posted a picture of him. I was like, "Well,
I
there
texted
goes that."
Ari. I was like, "Well, we just
Yeah,
manifested wrong."
yeah. But yeah, so they also said within the trailer, experience the 6-part event. So
Right.
presumably you'd think 6 episodes, and I think that's what most people are thinking, but I just I'm I'm almost certain it means 6 episodes, but I just have a slight inkling 6 parts. When I saw that, I'm like, are they saying they're gonna release like 6 parts? And because when Bob Chapek did that little video, was it him or was it Ewan McGregor? Someone they were like, instead of releasing just one, we're releasing 2
Oh,
episodes. So then
Ewan.
they said
Yeah.
episodes, but then in this they're like 6 parts. So I'm like, so that means 6 weeks and episodes 1 and 2 are one part. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it, but I just would like some clarification on that. But yeah, 6 episodes is what we thought. Are you happy with that?
Yes and no. I mean, listen, it's a limited series, and they say so again at the end of the trailer. Like, there's like
Yeah,
some line that says limited series, and that's where I think the parts come in. Because I
yeah,
think when you have limited runs, I don't think you say episodes, but you say, "Oh, it's a 6-part, limited run, type deal." And who knows? I hope these parts are more than or like an hour long each, because that would be dope instead of having like 30 minutes of Obi-Wan wandering the sands of Tatooine, you know?
Yeah.
I would
No,
really love for
exactly.
these to be like an hour, or at least like in the range of 45 minutes to an hour. That would be great. But
Yeah.
I if this is 6 episodes, I'm very, very disheartened that they decided to release 2 episodes on the same day. And
Yep.
we've talked
Yep.
about it
Yep.
ad nauseum already, but on the same day and during celebration weekend, I was just thinking, wait, me and Ari are gonna be watching the premieres together. But then I was like, then we got to do all this prep for celebration, and I'm
Yep.
like, man, we're not
Wake
gonna
up the
get
next
really
day.
literally the next day, and I was like, we're really not going to get a chance to enjoy it and stuff. Well, we would be going to attending Thursday's events of celebration, and
Yep.
then we
Back to the hotel.
back
Watch. Yep.
and
Watch
watch
those
Obi-Wan,
guys.
and then the next day. So I'm just very, yeah, I'm very confused by that still. But if it is 6 episodes, man, why are you dropping two of the episodes on the same day? Like it just the show's lifetime just shortens, because it's like,
Yeah.
dang, you guys could have really like just let it play its part. But maybe, they felt some way about the first episode. We could speculate all we want, and they just wanted to like make sure the series hit the floor running. So that could be it.
Yeah.
But I'm still very much excited. This trailer, like, just the first trailer was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm more excited for Stranger Things. Now I'm like really getting pumped for this show. So bring it on.
Yep. Definitely. Another shot that I thought was pretty cool was the one of Obi-Wan in the little um like the mugshot type deal
Oh
where they're
yeah.
like I thought that was cool. We use that as the thumbnail on our trailer reaction, but I think it says like Obi-Wan wanted high treason or something like that. Of course they're still going about just saying what have they done? Treason. And everyone's like, yeah, yeah, it makes
Right.
sense.
And people already, I love Star Wars fans. Whenever there's like just words like an
Arabesh.
Arabish, people are like right away just like
Yeah,
deciphering everything. And like
I love it.
some stills that were released last week, and it was like Obi-Wan at the shops or restaurants or whatnot, and they were all saying like noodles. I'm like, you guys are like, I don't care
Like,
what
oh
it
my god,
says.
it said noodles in the
Yeah.
background. Can you believe it? It's like,
Fact.
no, I
Fact.
love it.
Red
Yeah,
arrow to the noodles. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
You
god, yeah,
gotta
I
love
love
it.
it. But yeah, yeah, love that scene as well. And another one that I thought was great was what is going on Nur? What's going on this Inquisitorious
I know,
fortress?
right?
Like they keep running, and like
Yeah.
it's like if it's under attack, is Obi-Wan gonna be a stowaway there? What's going on? Like there's this one shot where like the Inquisitors are like frantically walking with an Imperial officer to the right or left, and they're just like just hassling. So very, very, very intriguing stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Chelsea says some of us find noodles extremely important. Okay,
fair
fair
enough.
enough.
Fair enough.
You gotta respect everyone in there and
Yeah.
what's important to them.
Right.
But
Fair. Fair.
yeah, another thing I thought was also like the kung fu fighting with Ewan
Oh
and
yeah.
those two people. I don't know who they were. I think they were aliens, but that I mean that was just a. I remember in the reaction, I was like, damn, look at him, like look at Ewan go.
I thought I was like, oh, did they put behind the scenes footage in here? Just because it didn't look like I thought he was wearing a hoodie or something. But apparently he's
Yeah,
wearing a poncho. But yeah, that was exhilarating. Yeah, I wonder what that's about. But
yeah, that got me amped up. I was like, let's go.
yeah, that
Here
was
it
cool.
is.
That was,
Yeah,
what did you think of the going back to the nurse stuff? What did you
yeah.
think of the scene where like those three like pods just like spurted out through the top of the tower and just like went into space? I was like, oh, that
Oh,
is
and
so
then they had
cool.
that like probe droid sort of
Yeah,
sound effect going.
this
Yeah, that
yeah,
was cool. I mean, that just gave me ultimate like start of Empire Strikes Back
right,
vibes. But it's like when they're like the hunt for Luke Skywalker, almost it feels. Even though I know they're looking for the rebel base, we all know what Vader wants, and this
right.
feels like the same thing, but for Obi-Wan, it's like, yeah, it's great. I love it.
That was
And
dope.
speaking of Purge Troopers, that I saw you were I barely even noticed it, but you seem pretty excited about it. So yeah, so they went from a Charles Soule comic into Fallen Order, now into live action in the Kenobi series. pretty exciting.
That is amazing. I freaked out a little. I was like, "Oh, those are purge troopers!" And
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
and apparently they have updated designs. And a couple days
yeah. The
ago,
helmets. Yeah,
yeah, the helmets look way different. And a couple of days
yeah,
ago, we learned that rumor, but there that the Jedi Fallen Order 2 game will feature updated purge troopers, and now it's starting to make sense why.
yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm very excited about this connection, and yeah, that's dope. I love even the base itself looks different, and I actually, this is a hot take, could be, but I actually like this base more than I do from Fallen Order,
Yeah,
because apparently they're the same, and you could look at it however you want, but like this one feels more like an underwater base where it's like, here it's just it's a little opening at top, like a little landing platform. All of our operations are underwater. The other building from Fallen Order, I mean, great concept, but it's like super tall, and it's like you wouldn't even know it's an underwater base. So I love that. It's
yeah.
like it's still like a cool spire, but it's like it feels more of an underwater base. But anyways, Purge Troopers excited. Nerd, we got up in there. I'm excited, man. If the Ninth Sister pops up, if that lines up with Fallen Order or whatnot, if the Ninth Sister,
Wow.
she's
Yeah.
she's a big girl. I would love to see her in the show. That'll be cool. Just give me all the
Yeah.
Fallen Order stuff, but genuinely, Purge Troopers, very awesome,
Oh yeah.
very cool. Hope we see
Yeah.
cool action from them.
Definitely. And another thing I know, do you recall like that big sort of droid type guy fighting off the
Yeah,
stormtroopers? I thought that was cool. I was like, he
yeah,
gave me major K2SO vibes. So
yes, yes.
yeah, I was vibing with that. I don't know if he was defending or if they were defending Kenobi or what, but yeah, thought that was very cool.
Yeah, it
Um,
definitely reminded me of maybe concept art from K2S, so that was just some type of concept art. And I'm
yeah.
curious is if Obi-Wan's gonna have like this Cal Kestis moment where he's just befriending everyone where he's working at. He meets this droid at like the where he's working at on Tatooine, where he's being taken with this train to like some mining place.
Mm, mm.
Maybe he meets him there or something, and they go off on an adventure or whatnot. Or Obi-Wan just seems like the guy to make friends, as we know. So I feel like he would
He
be
sure
friend
does.
destroyed.
Yeah.
I feel like he would be friend destroyed. And could you imagine that already? Like these like wholesome moments, like because Obi-Wan, here's the thing: no matter how dark things get for him, he always has this sense of humor, and he can
Mm.
always just keep up with himself, even
Wonder if
though
he'll still have that after like 10 years of misery.
we'll see. I
Yeah.
mean, but I could just
It'd be
imagine this.
heartbreaking if he doesn't, you know?
Dude, the picture where Obi-Wan is just chilling out in the cave by
Oh,
himself, that is so heartbreaking already. But
yeah.
I'm just hoping that even if that is the vibe, and I'm okay if that's the vibe, if we just had a cool moment with Obi-Wan and that droid, if the droid is friendly, just like a cool like little moment, like
Yeah.
a Clone Wars type moment. We love cheery Obi-Wan, but maybe it's not the time for that, but we'll see.
Yeah. No, definitely. And then another little thing I noticed was it looks like Reva's hand holding that little droid
Oh yeah.
circle thing. Don't know what that is, but gave me like Star Wars video game energy. So
Yeah.
yeah, thought that was cool. And then we also got our first look at that character. Oh, I forget the name of the actor. Um, but we
Oh,
hadn't seen him before. Do you know who I'm
Kumal.
talking about?
What's his name? Is it the comedian?
Yeah, I'm
The
pretty sure. I'm
comedian
pretty sure.
actor?
Yeah.
Kumal. Oh, man, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. But yes, I know we finally got
Yeah.
our look
Either
at him.
way, he looked very, very worried about something. So I don't. He is not giving me antagonist energy at all. He's giving me major protagonist energy.
Yes,
So
yes, exactly.
um, yeah. But then I'm trying to do talk about all the little details before we talk about the big one at the end. Um, that seems to be pretty much everything. I'm just skimming through it here, but yeah, and then obviously the big reveal at the end, Vader's arms going on, chest plate going into place. First look, what do you think?
Terrifying.
Yeah,
Terrifying. I
yeah,
mean, it was cool. It was like the opposite of what a Iron Man suit up scene would look like. I mean, we
yeah,
kind of got that in Book of Boba Fett, where this man is just like in T pose position while the droids dress him up, but this dude is being plugged in, all his body
yeah,
parts at least. And yeah, it looked gnarly. I was like, I'm telling you, that one line that just sent chills down my spine was when Rebel was like, "You cannot hide from him, you cannot run from him," whatever she
yeah.
says,
That was
and
awesome.
you just see like Vader's arm being twisted on, and I was like, "Ooh, that is gnarly." So, yeah, I love that actually. I was having some thoughts about not showing Vader. It's like, dude, you guys are showing him in the promo art for this show. You guys are showing him at Target signs and stuff. It's like might as well just show him in the trailer, right? But I'm and you showed stills of him as we were just talking about after a trailer was released. But I'm kind of liking this build up, this sequential build up that the trailers are having. Where, like I said, the first trailer we just heard his breathing, and then in this trailer you actually start seeing his body parts. I hope there's not a third trailer because I'm very content with
Yeah.
this. But if there is,
And
I would.
we're only like 3 weeks out. We really don't need to see anything else, you know?
I feel like they'll do like a 1 minute hype thing
Yeah.
beforehand, but I
Oh,
really would just love if they kept it here. But if they did, I could see them doing like a maybe we'll see that still in motion that they released of Vader like walking, and it'll just be like him walking towards the camera and smoke and now streaming on Disney Plus or something, you know. Yeah, I'll be oh man. But yeah, I love the Vader stuff. At first I was like, okay, where's Vader? Where's Vader? And we didn't get it, but when I started rewatching the trailer, I was like, oh, this was brilliant. This was masterful. So yeah, I was content with what they showed of Vader. I know you were because you don't
yeah.
want anything of Vader. So
Yeah.
how'd you feel about the little body part teases?
No, this was perfect. This was like because I didn't want just like a full on shot of him like doing
Right.
whatever in some pose, but this was like exactly what I wanted. So no, I was very happy. Something I want to talk about from the start of the trailer was Obi-Wan says something, they're coming, stay
Mhm.
hidden, or we will not survive.
Yeah.
Do you think he's talking to Uncle Owen or another Jedi, perhaps?
So, I was at first I was thinking about Uncle Owen, but
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. This was just a random thought. This is a random thought. Maybe I don't know. Qui-Gon was talking to him and was telling him, and Obi-Wan was just probably repeating that to himself along the way,
Yeah.
being like,
Yeah.
or yeah, it was probably repeating himself. That's a wild theory, outlandish, but I don't know. I was like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, probably a safe bet is probably him talking to Owen, just being like, "Hey, let's stay chill, let's stay put." Yeah, oh man, talking about all these new aspects of what we were shown. I'm really curious as to why Obi-Wan leaves Tatooine. And dude, throwback to the first trailer where like Owen is just staring down Reva and he's just not intimidated. Or was it
Yeah.
or it was in one of the stills where he's just like they're just like she's
Yeah.
right
He's
up in
just
his face and
stone
he does
cold.
not care. He does
Yeah.
not care. Oh man. That Australian guys can really act. We love Joel Edgerton. So
We love him. Um,
but
yeah,
yeah.
what was the thing? Oh yeah, so you talked about it already, but you can't run Obi-Wan. You can escape him. Like, man, I feel like it's going to be similar to Rebels in like that final episode where Grand Inquisitor's like there are some things far more frightening than death, and it's like, ooh, what is this thing? Like, obviously we all know what's going on, but then just that sort of that lurking presence of darkness sort of it's just going to
Right.
be around for like the first probably I hope only 2 episodes. I hope they introduce Vader pretty quickly, but yeah, what do you think?
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. I'll hold my tongue on that one for now.
Fair
I'm
enough,
not
fair enough.
not too sure.
Also the final shot of the trailer, Obi-Wan's like I don't know what he's doing. He's seems to be like it's the thumbnail for this video actually, but yeah, is there anything going on there? Is there anything we can
Ooh.
dissect there?
Yeah, I'm curious. It to me, he has the face of, and actually, let me look at the picture again before I just randomly talk. But it was a oh yeah, this picture is like he's seen some horror. To me, it seems like the background is very blurred where you can't even make out what anything is in the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it looks like to me like this man just saw something really, really vicious, and
Yeah.
it's churning his stomach really. Yeah, he looks that Ewan and
Maybe
his
Vader said something, like, messed up to him, like,
yeah.
about, you know, I don't even know, Anakin Skywalker is dead or whatever it is, like
It seems like he's viewing my yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is when he's on Nur and he's just a stowaway and he's just like viewing the Inquisitors talk to like the
mm,
Emperor or something. Yeah, I don't. Oof, that would be epic. But yeah, man, there's so many theories that I have with that. At first, I was like, it seems like he was running away and like made it onto the ship barely. I was like, no, that's not the face. And then I just started going down a rabbit hole of like, oh no, like it's him about to square off with Darth Vader, and then Vader, and
Yeah,
now you're saying Vader says something. I'm like, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Something,
yeah,
something absolutely messed up. So yeah, I don't know. Damn, all these pictures and images, and a whole bunch of the audio from the trailer, even the music, just is amping me up for this show's release.
hell
So,
yeah.
oh man, the
I'm with you
music
on
at the
that.
beginning was so good. I don't even know what soundtrack it is, but I was like, "Oh, give me more of this." And yeah,
Yeah,
our Ari and I agree. This is a very well put together trailer, and um,
yeah,
they were smart about releasing it today and stuff. So yeah.
yep. Very happy with it. I think the final thing that we haven't talked about was obviously we said with Fall On, but we don't know what voice it is, or maybe we do. They're saying, we're going to squeeze Obi-Wan. I want every bounty hunter in the galaxy looking for him. Whatever the
Mm.
line is, something like that. Are we going to see like some familiar faces? Obviously, we've already seen Fall On. Like, what do you think?
Oh, if I'm trying to think of a bounty hunter that would listen. I think if we saw, imagine we saw Bariaga, not Bariaga. I'm sorry, that's from
You
freaking
meant
High Republic.
Chrysanthemum. Yeah, yeah,
Black Chrysanthemum.
yeah,
Imagine we saw him again, but yeah, I don't. In terms of bounty hunters, it'd be cool. I mean, imagine. Oh, here's your word, Ari. Corporate synergy. If they included Boba Fett in here, imagine.
Oh my god! And then at the end, it's like Book of Boba Fett season 2 coming to
Two.
Disney Plus. Oh,
Imagine. Oh no.
don't even
But
joke about it.
we'll definitely see familiar characters. Like I said, I think this is the show to do it. Even though I want the show to be like a character study of Obi-Wan, but I think you can still do that while focusing on other elements, right? Um,
Yeah,
and I think the show is like the place to do it because this is a follow up, almost a direct follow up to Revenge of the Sith. And it's like if you're gonna do all those like cameo
mm,
stuff, like
mm,
this is the show to do it. But unfortunately, I think the fan base is very worn out of all that right now. So
yeah,
I hope they play it with careful waters as well. But I would definitely love to see like maybe if you got in Dengar, I would love to see the homie Dengar up there again. I wonder if Obi-Wan will run into familiar or like or other Order 66 survivors and stuff.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
Kumal is one of them. Maybe his character. We don't even know what Ice Cube's son is playing. I think his name is O'Shea Jackson Jr. We don't even know where
Mm,
what he's doing in the show. So yeah, I'm very much intrigued by all this and who we will run into and stuff like that. Like I think they're being very selective to what they show us, just because it feels like we've seen a lot of the similar. We've seen all the similar settings, just different angles and shots. So yeah, I'm oof. I those 2 episodes are going to be very action packed. I feel like because they're going to have a
yeah,
lot to do.
exactly right. And Shane's chiming in. So Vader's chest piece actually goes into his chest. That must hurt like a nose horn vapor bite. Yeah, I know. I thought that was interesting. It like because there was like those things and it just went like or something like that. I don't know what that was about, but
Yeah, that was
that's
like me
vicious.
assembling. I have a figure of Darth Vader, and that's exactly how all his stuff goes on. I
Yeah,
was like, you insert the chest piece, yeah, yeah. So I
yeah,
felt like
yeah,
they were
yeah.
just playing around with a toy. So yeah, cool,
Yeah,
cool enough.
exactly. Shane also says a bounty hunter that would work is Bosk. Oh yeah, because they have a Chandoge and practical effects, and D. Bradley Baker can still voice him, and he's fit perfectly in there without too much backlash.
Well, they should
Yeah,
have
he's definitely one to look out for. But
they should have taken that into consideration. Book of Boba Fett that would fit perfectly, but no.
well,
But
yeah,
if Cad Bane is in here, that's gonna be some because Cad Bane has that
yeah,
relationship with Obi-Wan, that
Obi
existing
Wan.
uh
Yeah,
rivalry. So that would be really cool if Cad Bane showed up. Just saying.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I think with the bounty hunters in play now that we learned with this trailer, I think it just broadens the field of what they can do with Obi-Wan's story. And yeah, who knew that Obi-Wan was ever gonna get chased like by bounty hunters like that. And the way I think Ari, there's a line that was said before this where it was like all the Inquisitors are in that meeting room on Nur,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they were like, why are you still after Obi-Wan or something? And Rev was like,
yeah,
you just don't know where to look. And I love that
yeah,
the Grand Inquisitor is not the main one looking for Obi-Wan. It looks like it's gonna be Reva. And I love
yeah,
that so much because it's like, yeah, like even though like Star Wars sometimes feels like this very small universe, and you brought in the Inquisitors. It's like, okay, cool,
Mm.
great, but it's like you introduce a new Inquisitor, and it's like, oh yeah, like, ooh, what is she doing? Like, it's not just like the Grand Inquisitor, it's like, oh yay, another story with the Grand Inquisitor. We got comic with him. We got
Yeah,
Rebels with him,
Rebels.
and
Yep.
so it's like I love that there's a different Inquisitors with different skills and tasks. But I wonder what the Grand Inquisitor is up to. But I do appreciate that they're
Definitely.
bringing a new character into this and being like, yeah, she's gonna be the one hunting Obi-Wan, and how does Vader play into that, and why isn't Vader doing it himself? I mean, I know this show, well, I should say, I hope the show answers those questions, because why isn't Vader the one doing that right now? Is of what we've seen. So I'm
Exactly.
very curious as to, maybe they're just chasing down dead leads, or leads that are just like Agent Callus and Rebels, when he got that distress call from Wolf, and he was like, the Empire must investigate all leads. And so it's like they go on their merry way to check out
Mm.
this report from Wolf, that the rebels were there. So it's like I'm curious as into how the
Freaking
politics of
Wolf.
freaking, we'll never
Yeah.
forgive him for that. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but I'm curious as to how the politics will play with Palpatine in the mix, Vader in the mix, and also with the Inquisitors. And it
Mm.
seemed like, yeah, I'm just, yeah, I'm in for all of it. We've seen hints and teases with Rebels and how the Inquisitorius operates with the Imperial officers, but I feel like they might actually like hone in on that in this series. So excited for
Definitely.
what's to come.
Without a doubt. Yeah, I really do wanna, discover if the Reva and Kenobi thing, because does she have, like, a personal connection to Obi-Wan? Because when she was, shouting out, "You can't hide Obi-Wan," or whatever it was, that it sounds like she, we know a lot of Inquisitors are ex-Jedi. It sounds like she knows him, and maybe he did something to her. I don't know what it was,
Ooh,
but, like, that will be very interesting to see, like, I don't know, a bit of a pass between those 2, and then no, but you're exactly right. It's like, why is she doing all this and Vader's just sitting around? Like, yeah, maybe who knows? I was gonna say maybe he just wants to cut ties with all this past, but feel like similar to Maul, if he knows Kenobi's still out there, Kenobi's the one that did this to him, and by this I mean put him in this,
right.
suit of armor and everything. So, yeah,
You know what, Ari? I think you bring up a great point right now with Obi-Wan. I mean, with having a personal tie with Reva, having a personal tie with him, because this is not your, this random Jedi like Caleb Doom, Kanan Jarrus is not your average Jedi like type, that like where they just were in the background alongside the
yeah,
other
yeah,
characters,
yeah,
along the other Jedi. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He was a member of the Jedi High Council, well known throughout the Order. So it's
yeah.
like, how does, yeah, I really want to hear what, I just want to be already in the room to hear what the Inquisitors have to say about Obi-Wan. Like, oh, I remember he helped me twirl my lightsaber or something like that. I'm sure we'll get some history. So yeah, I'm curious as to what Reva's motivation is here, and
Mm.
specifically, as you said, if she has any relationship with Obi-Wan, like prior Order 66. Interesting.
Definitely. Leonardo says maybe she gets some Watto content. Would be a good touch. Maybe Ben buying something from him, and he shows up as an elder. Yeah, I was actually thinking about Watto the other day. I cannot remember why. I think I was playing Lego Star Wars or something. But I was like, what happened to Watto after Attack of the Clones? I'd love to know.
Yeah,
But that would be. Would that work? I don't know. It really depends how they did it. But yeah, that,
yeah,
that would certainly be funny.
I would. Yeah, good call. Good call,
Yeah.
Leo.
But yeah, do you have anything else you want to say about the trailer, or just May the 4th in general before we wrap up the live?
Um, Not well. Here, okay, I'll finish off on the trailer. Um, Before this, I wasn't excited more for Stranger Things, because I was like, "What is this?" Like, I was just turned off
Mm,
essentially with how the Inquisitors looked, and I was like, the only good one is Reva, and
yeah.
that wasn't saying much, because all she was doing is wearing like just a plain armor piece, and the other
Mm.
ones were just like just so messy. But there's certain shots behind the scenes, so I'm just like, oh, they actually look cool. But there's this one shot where they're coming off the shuttle, and the fifth brother just looks so white. I was like, what happened there? We don't
Yeah.
know. I was
He
like, that
looks
looks like
he
a
looks
whole
pretty
different
whack.
dude.
Yeah.
But overall, this was a fantastic trailer. I love the spirit that it brought to May 4th, And yeah, it feels great to be a Star Wars fan on days like this, just where it feels like we're all connected to the community and the larger aspect of in the Star Wars fandom. So yeah, and it's good to it's a like I said, it's a good time to reflect on your journey as a Star Wars fan and what Star Wars has meant to you. So if you're
Yeah,
watching this on the replay, make sure you let us know in the comment section what Star Wars
yeah,
means to you. And if you have any Star Wars traditions on May 4th, let us know because we love to hear it. And
for
Ari,
sure.
do you have any wrapping up thoughts? I wanna hear it all.
Yep, definitely. I mean, anyone in the chat, if you have last words, put them down now, so we'll read them out. But yeah, like I just I'm really happy with the direction they went with the marketing in the end for Obi-Wan. I know we've criticized Lucasfilm heavily for a lot of their marketing tactics. However, I think if you're going to criticize them, you have to applaud them when they do it right. And I think with Obi-Wan, it's been rough in certain aspects.
Right,
However, when it comes to the trailers, it's been perfect. That first trailer should have been released months before it came out. This one came out at the perfect time, did the
right.
perfect thing, set up the series exactly how it should. So no, I applaud them. I think well done. The trailer was very well put together. Did it gave away exactly what it needed to, which was nothing much at all. So
Right.
yeah, that sort of wraps up the trailer. So our buddy Star Wars dude says trailer good. So
Thank
there
you.
you go.
Thank you, True.
Yeah, and Ringmaster, shout out to Ringmaster, says Happy Star Wars Day, Mike and Ari. Right back
Thank you,
at you.
Ryan. Shout out Ryan. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you
Shout
always.
out for sure. But yeah, like that pretty much is all we have to say. May the 4th. Yeah, it's been a good May the 4th. Is there anything else to come? They said, oh, sorry, before we wrap up, really quick, want to touch on. I only ended up getting about half an hour through it and in two different sittings. I'm gonna have to get to my third sitting to finish it. But Disney Gallery, the book of Boba Fett. So yeah, thoughts? Have you watched any of it or?
Dude, I watched a good chunk of it before Star Wars dude called me. No, I'm just kidding. No. But it was fine. But
Yeah,
yeah, the pieces that I watched, I only got half an hour as well.
yeah,
Dude, I love that everyone was sharing their experience with the Boba Fett character. And I specifically love Kathleen
hell
Kennedy
yeah,
sharing a story with sharing, to the people recording to us, sharing the story with us, talking about that when she met George Lucas and he talked about Boba Fett, he was like, "Hey, if you ever do a Boba Fett story, cast Tamara Morrison because he is a great actor." And then they
yeah,
had like this cool like B-roll footage rolling of Tamara Morrison just like in it, just getting ready for reading the script, getting ready for the makeup room, and it just
oh
made
yeah,
my heart happy because at the end of the day, I do like Book of Boba Fett. There was a ton of stuff to say about it, and I think most of it is that they didn't give the prominence to Tamar Morrison most of the time. It's like, man, get him up there,
yeah,
take him up to the next
yeah,
level, like hone in on what you want to do with the character, right? But from just seeing him behind the scenes happy, singing to a microphone with a guitar, walking around being like talking, being like the spiritual esque person on set, being
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
my roots help me out so much and it helps me to stay in the moment and
Oh,
sets
I
the mood
love
for
that.
me. I was
How
like,
awesome. Yeah,
Tamora Morrison is the freaking G. So I love Tamora Morrison and I want to see more of this. But from what I saw, the little preview I saw, it was really good.
yeah,
I was like, dude, give me more
yeah,
of this. And yeah, maybe. Oh, and Ari and I have been maybe talking a little, just threw this idea out there. Can I say it about doing
yeah, yeah,
the?
yeah, yeah,
Okay, we were thinking of doing because I already like had like two facts already, but we're thinking of doing like a little editorial video soon and just like top 5, top 10 things we learned from the Book of Boba Fett gallery episode. So
yeah.
if for some reason you don't want to watch it, stick tuned to the channel. Make sure you subscribe because we'll be posting a video talking about all that stuff. But
No,
Ari,
for
you
sure, for
watched
sure.
some of it. What did you think?
I mean, you wrapped it up perfectly. Like that was perfect. But yeah, I would just say the highlights so far has definitely been. I haven't even got up to the Rosario Mark Hamill stuff, which I know everyone was
All
freaking out
right,
about.
me
But
neither.
the highlights so far has been, oh, let me find exactly what it was, as in like the line. But it was Tem and Robert Rodriguez playing guitar and singing together. I think the line was, what was it? I'm cruising on my bantha on the sands of Tatooine or whatever. I love Tamara Morrison. That is just he just gives off the best energy out of any Star Wars actor. And no discredit to other Star Wars actors, but there's something about his aura. It's
Yeah.
awesome, and I'm here for it. I love it. The Polynesian spa. He just has so many highlights throughout his Star Wars Instagram career or whatever you want to call it. But
I can't believe you just brought up the spa thing. Oh my god.
I mean,
We're
come on,
break-
Tim
we're
Morrison
breaking the
just
fourth wall here. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah.
yeah. But just to address the quack. I meant to say the chat. God, I am fumbling my words. To address the chat before we finish up, Shane says, "Thank you for this live stream. By the way, it was the mental
Oh,
break I needed." Happy
thanks,
to hear,
Shane.
Shane. Always love to see you in the
Thank you.
chat.
Thank you for making us part of your Star Wars Day, Shane. Thank you. Thank you
Absolutely.
for being part of our Star Wars Day. Appreciate you.
Exactly. Ringmaster, with the news about Lars Mikkelsen potentially not playing Thrawn, I was wondering if you guys have seen him in Sherlock. That was apparently one of the reasons he was cast in Rebels.
Right. Ringmaster Ryan. On our last episode, I talked about this where I was like, this is a disservice they're doing to the voice actors that have come from live action acting. You got Lars up in there, and you also got I can't remember his name right now. The dude who played the Grand Inquisitor. His name is
Jason Isaacs.
Yes, Jason. It's like you have these incredible actors who have appeared firstly in live action series, who then were brought over to the animation world. It's like take them back. You have that perfect.
Okay.
You're taking them back to where their spot is. So yeah, quack. Oh. But anyways, Ryan, yeah, I ranted about it in last week's episode. Go listen to it. Go hear about that. But yeah, it's just not the vibe. It's not the vibe.
Yeah.
If the rumor is true, which I hope it's not.
Yeah, absolutely. Chelsea says that they watched the whole thing earlier and seeing the behind the scenes of the Rancor and campaign was so cool, makes me want to visit a style set so badly. Yeah, I haven't even got up to that, but that sounds cool.
That's
And
cool.
I feel that a lot of the time I'm watching these, I'm like, oh, if
Yep.
only to be there on one of these days. That would just be amazing. So yeah, no, great point by them.
I wanted to be in that in that room where Tamar Morrison was reading the script for his
Oh
upcoming lines.
yes.
Right?
He's like, and then Boba triumphantly holds up his gaffy stick.
And he was like, and now he's part of a tribe. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that was so, I would love just to be in the room. And he's like, okay, see you in makeup. And he leaves. And I was just like, I would love to be there.
What a goddamn icon. Yeah, no,
What
I'm
a
glad I
guy.
remembered to touch on that. But I'll probably
That's a
finish
good
that off
quote.
today.
Someone write it down in the YouTube comments. That's a good quote. Ari says, that's a goddamn icon. Yeah.
He's a goddamn icon. Yesterday, my quote was, "Holy far out."
It was caught on camera.
Yeah. Well, this has been loads of fun. Mike, happy Star Wars Day. Before we go, tell the people where can they find you on the socials?
Hey, yo, Star Wars Day may be ending here on the YouTube, but go join us on our Instagram page called the SW Exchange. We like to keep an open dialogue with you guys, so you'll see us posting there. You'll see us posting whatever's going on with the show schedule and what's to come. And we have a little community going there, so make sure you follow. We have 140 followers on there, so that's awesome. So
yeah,
let's get that up to 200 before celebration. That would be epic.
hell yeah.
And for me, you can follow me on _Star Wars on Instagram, Twitter. I've been posting a lot today, so bear with me. I'm just trying to celebrate the holiday. So do all that. And if you're listening on an audio, please, Apple Podcasts, rate us. Please make this a Star Wars Day even better by giving us an awesome rating. Same with Spotify. Do the same thing. We love our audio audience. But if you guys want, join us on YouTube because we do live streams. We do trailer reactions. So come join us on the YouTube side.
Very
It's always
versatile.
fun to have you guys.
Yeah,
very versatile.
Yeah, for sure. Before I just want to shout out a few people: Shane, Chelsea, Richard, Leonardo, Star Wars Dude, and Ringmaster. Thank you for tuning in and chatting with us, and anyone else that tuned in. Shout out to all of you guys. Appreciate it. Shane and Chelsea doing God's work as moderators for the Stars Exchange. We absolutely love it, and Star Wars Dude as well. So. I appreciate that a lot.
Yes.
But yeah, if you want to find me, Star Wars _Exchange on Instagram, the SW Exchange on Twitter, and of course, follow our Instagram page, as Mike said, at the SW Exchange on Instagram. But Yeah, that's pretty much all for the day, Mike. It's been a great stream. It's been a great podcast. Happy Star Wars Day, and may the Force be
Happy
with
Star Wars Day.
everyone. Happy Star Wars Day.
May the fourth
May the
be
Fourth
with
be with
all of
you.
you. Yeah. May
See
the
you later,
fourth be with
guys.
you. Adios.